Okay guys, so here are the supplies you're going to need to do this project. I am using the Burnett Pop acrylic yarn. This is a 4-ply weight yarn. You're going to need that. You can use whatever yarn you have available, but this is what I'm using, which is a 4-ply. I am using the letter N crochet hook, or the 10 millimeter. Y'all also going to need a stitch marker, and you're going to need a pair of scissors. We're going to get started with a slip knot. The way that I make my slip knot: wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers, have them cross over, go into your 2 fingers, grab the smaller piece, and hold them together to get your slip knot. We're going to chain 100. To make a chain, you take your hook, pull through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So go ahead and make 100 chain, and I'll be right back. Ahead and connect these together. So straighten out your work, go all the way down, all the way down, all the way. Make sure your work is not twisted. And once you get to the beginning chain, I'm just going to slip stitch to join these together. I hope that wasn't too confusing. So now I'm going to slip stitch these together. And so now I have a large chain or circle. Now what I'm going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and directly into the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, and we basically going to do a double crochet all around this long round chain. To make a double crochet, you wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the next stitch, pull the yarn through. You have 3 chain on your hoop, pull through 2, pull through 2. So what I want you to do is make 1 double crochet into each stitch around, just like this, and I'll meet you when we get back to the chain 3. Okay guys, so when you have completed all the way around with your double crochet, directly on top of the chain 3, go ahead and slip stitch to join. Let's join this together. And make sure your work is not twisted. Row number 2, we're just going to do chain up 3, and we're going to do a total of 3 rows of double crochets. This is row number 2. So go ahead and go all the way around your work right here, doing 1 double crochet directly on top of your bottom double crochet, and when you come back around to here, go ahead and slip stitch to join, and repeat the process one more time. I'll be back when I have my 3 rows of double crochet. Okay, so once you have completed your 3 rows of double crochet, go ahead and slip stitch to join in the top of chain 3. And make sure your work did not twist. So now we're getting ready to do the mask stitch. You're going to chain up 10. So chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to skip 5 spaces. And this chain 3 is considered my first space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th stitch, I'm going to slip stitch to join. So there's my first connection, or my first match stitch. Chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to skip 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the 6th space, I'm going to slip stitch to join. Okay, so this is how it starts. So what I'm going to do right here, so I can always remember I started here, this is where our stitch marker is going to come into play. So there's my stitch marker. I'm just going to put my stitch marker here. And now I'm just going to repeat this all the way around. So again, you're going to chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Count 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th space, put your hook through, grab it, and do a slip stitch to join. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you when I get back to my stitch mark. Okay, so I have made it back to the stitch mark. Now, if you are 1 stitch off or 2 stitches off, do not worry about it. Just go ahead and count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like my computer is leaning over. 7. I don't know if that made it better or worse. 7. 8, 9, 10. So where you got your stitch marker at, you're going to go ahead, take your stitch marker out, and go ahead and slip stitch to join inside this big space. So grab the yarn and slip stitch to join. All right, so that have completed the first row of your match stitch. And I just got a paper and pen so I can know how many rows down I'm going. So that was row 1. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and chain 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm gonna go right into the next match stitch and go in and slip stitch to join. So right here is my next row. So I'm going to put my stitch marker here, so I would know when I'm back at the beginning. So go ahead and chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go into your next space, which is right here. And you can either do a slip stitch or you can do a single crochet. I'm just going to do a slip stitch. Chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My next space. And slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this process all the way around until I get back to where my stitch marker is at. So when I come back, I'll let you know how many times I run around to my stitch marker. So you'll know everyone's height is different, so I'll let you know how many rows I am going around. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am back. So I went 10 rows of the match stitch to fit the length that I want. So if you need to go try it on and see if 10 rows is okay for you, and if it's the shoulder length that you want, you can stop or you can add more. So that was 10 rows that I went. So now I'm going to go ahead, because that is the end of that. I'm going to cut my yarn. And I'm just going to fasten off. I'm going to woven in my ends in a second. So this is how our our mass stitch poncho is looking. Where you started at right here, you can tighten it up to make that a little bit more tighter. But this is how our top is looking, our poncho is looking so far. So what I want to do is make a drawstring to come around my neck. So I'm going to go ahead and make a drawstring. Now, making a drawstring is optional. It's totally up to you. But I know that I want one. So I'm going to start with a slip knot or slip stitch. And I'm just going to chain about 125. I'm going to chain 125 for my drawstring. So go ahead and chain 125 and I'll see you when I get done. Okay guys, I'll make sure I let you know in the beginning. I chain, instead of 125, I actually chain 150. I apologize for that, but I'll make sure I put that across the screen, that I chain a total of 150. So there is my drawstring. And what I'm going to do now, let me try to stand up. What I'm going to do is just see where I'm going to have this part that has the loose string right here. I'm going to have that as my back. And this is going to be considered my front. I'm going to take my drawstring, and in the second row of my double crochet, I'm going to insert that in there. I'm going to skip about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then pull through. 1. I'm out of the camera. I'm going to skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to weave this in and out just like this until I get back around to the beginning. So just go ahead and skip 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just put it in and just weave in and out all the way till you get to back to your front. So I should end with 5 right here, and then I'll have this as my front. I'll show you exactly what I mean once I get through weaving this in and out. All right guys, so this is how the poncho looks once it is completed. And keep in mind, I have not woven in my loose pieces, but this is how it looks. And I love it. I love making them. They're really, really quick and easy. I wear a lot of tank tops, and I just wanted something to go over, you know, my arm and my shoulder like that. Let me see if I could just bring it down. But anyway, I got a colorful skirt. But that is how it looks. I hope this is a good angle. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. And again, if I took off, just for you guys, I'm gonna do this. If I taken off the drawstring, I'm not gonna even take it all the way off. You see how you can play even more with it? I can have it like this and wear it totally off my shoulder. Okay, and even if you don't want to do the drawstring, what you can do is do a single crochet, a row of single crochet to tighten up this portion right here to bring it in even more if you're just not feeling the drawstring. I love doing drawstrings because it gives me versatility. So I can wear it like this off my shoulder, or I can, you know, add it back in and bring it up, you know, over my shoulder. But anyway, guys, that is what I wanted to stop in to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.